Good morning, Washington. Of course, the Washington area doesn't exist anymore. It was destroyed yesterday by a series of tornadoes that came plowing through the area in the afternoon. Hi there. This is Dave TV for the 2nd of June, 2011. I don't know. I'm getting a crazy disconnect. It's like the news media. It's like, you know, yesterday was a weird day. Okay, they predicted all these big storms and stuff. And yeah, we got some storms here. I'm not, it didn't rain here in the Reston area really much until about 5 o'clock, 5:30. Then we got a nice little garden variety thunderstorm, with a little bit of lightning and some heavy rain for about 20 minutes, and then off and on in the evening, a couple of storms. I mean, if I hadn't been on the websites and listened to the radio, I would have just thought it was an average kind of springish day, honestly. But, going on the radio and the TV, and it was like, dangerous storms, big, we're going to get baseball-sized hail, and we're going to get tornadoes, and they're going to come ripping through. So then during the day, I'm looking at the Washington Post's website. I like the Capital Weather Gang. They're pretty good. But if you look at this, now this is from yesterday, so let's get these screens aligned here. And I can't see what I need to get a couple screens here. But if you can see here, look at this is the Capital Weather Gang, okay, from yesterday. And if you look through here, it's like, all these different warnings, here, tornado warning for Baltimore County, take cover now. Severe thunderstorm warning for, here's one. Tornado warning for Charles County. Take cover now. This is literally what it says. Big storm in eastern Fairfax. Severe thunderstorm warning for Frederick. Seek shelter if you're in Prince William or Central Fairfax County. Tornado warning for Frederick. Take cover. Take cover now if you're in Western Montgomery. Take cover now. See that where it says that? See that? See it says take cover now if you're in Howard County. It's just one after the other all day long, okay? And then you look here and hear all these pictures. Look, that is pretty ominous looking. A big funnel thingy coming down there and nasty dark clouds. And look at this one. Tornado. That's a tornado. And you're reading that, and look, now that's a pretty good picture. Look at that. Of course, it didn't really do anything. It's kind of a funnel. It's one of those, you get those in this area. They're not really like Kansas tornadoes. They're kind of like funnely clouds that kind of come down and maybe rip a few shingles off a house or something. But, some interesting pictures there and, some nasty weather and take cover. And, I don't know, by reading this website, you'd kind of maybe get the impression that the Washington area was really beaten to death. Huge, lot of damage, And then you look at the Washington Post today, the next day, and there's nothing on the front page about the big storms. Nothing. There's a weak jobs report. Obama and Clinton are in New Jersey. Mexicans are coming across the border. There's some driver here who gets charged with something. That's all the time. You're like, wait a minute now. I'm reading the Capital Weather Gang, and it's like the Washington area has been completely destroyed by tornadoes. You would think that there's damage all over the place, and you would think the power would be out all over the place, and yet it's not even on the front page of the Post. Okay, so where is it? Oh, here it is. The metro section. Okay, rush shower. So, okay, we got a bunch of people with umbrellas crossing a street. We don't have a big picture of tornado damage, a roof ripped off a barn or anything, or we have a picture of people crossing a rainy street. Oh, we got a picture here in the subway where a tree fell down next to one of the trains and stopped one of the orange line there. Okay, so there's this story here, okay? So let's see, that's about, 8 paragraphs. And then it jumps inside to page B6. Okay, maybe we'll get some big, here we are, B6. Okay, and there, look, a tree fell there, almost hit a car. And there's somebody going through a making a puddle splash there on a street. And then we've got another what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe a 12, 13 paragraph story, and that's it. Now I don't know. I don't see much damage here in my area. I don't see any damage. I don't even see any branches down. So and if I wasn't getting all this screaming, take cover, take cover, what am I going to do? What are you going to do? Take cover. What? Go down to our tornado shelter like we all have in our houses here. I'm going to pull the covers over my head. Take cover. It's like, well, okay, I'll just kind of sit here. I don't know, man. There was something really loopy about yesterday, and it wasn't the weather. It was sort of the coverage. It just doesn't jive. The problem is, and I guess I can understand the National Weather Service and some of the weather folks. They want to save. We want to err on the side of caution. I kept hearing from people yesterday. We want to, we don't want. We want people, to be careful when these, bad weather days hit. Even if and I guess that's a good thing. But the problem is, if you're gonna scare people shitless on these kind of days, what happens when you have a really bad day? I can say, I've been in the Washington area for 40 years, and I have seen a lot worse weather than this in summer times. That it wasn't even predicted. Where it really did some damage. If we had 150, 200,000 people without power this morning, I would say, okay, we got a pretty good batch of storms yesterday. But if you look at the nobody's lost their power. The power lines aren't even down anywhere. It can't be, okay, there's some impressive cloud formations there. And then you're reading up somewhere like, tornado with 30-mile-an-hour winds is coming over Sterling, 30-mile-an-hour winds in a tornado. It's like, okay, what's that going to do? I don't know. I'm not an expert. I just cover the media. I just watch this media spectacle sometimes, and I have to say, man, I don't get it. Be careful out there, media folks. If you hype the weather too much when it isn't really that bad, it's going to turn around and bite you. Because then sometime when it's July 17th and there's going to be a really powerful line of storms coming through that's really going to do some damage and maybe even make the front page of the boring Washington Post, people aren't going to be paying attention because you've already scared them 4 times this season already. It's like that thunder snow that happened back in... when was that? The end of January 2011. We've had so many hype scares of snow that winter that nobody paid attention. And this was actually a pretty bad storm. We got something like 7 or 8 inches of heavy, wet snow in a 2-hour period. But people didn't pay attention because they'd been so hit over the head with all this weather hype that they went ahead and drove their cars in it and got stuck, and it was a real nasty mess. So, that's the problem I think a lot of these weather people have, is if you're going to overshoot and overkill in some of this hype, you're going to actually work against the goal of, the real goal is public health, public safety, right? The real goal is ratings! Okay, so I'm flipping over to channel 265 here on my cable TV box. And there we go. There we go. See that little logo? Weta UK just launched last night, and there it is. I think that's a cool idea. A 24/7 local programming channel. It's locally programmed, but it's basically all British shows. And lots of cool stuff. So let's see what's on this today. Let's see if I can pull up the guide here. We got all creatures, great and small, Candleford, Born and Bred, Bally Kiss Angel, Moniker of the Glen, Antiques Roadshow, To the Manor Born. A wonderful show. I love To the Manor Born. Robin Hood, My Hero, Chef is a pretty good show. Last of the Summer Wine I like. Good Neighbors is a great show. Check out Good Neighbors. Penelope Keith. One show they don't show a lot of anymore, but it's really, really a nice show. Waiting for God is a good show. Graham Chowden. It's about a bunch of folks at a kind of a retirement village. Vikram Dibley, never got into that much. And then we get into MI5, New Tricks, Place of Execution, Antiques Roadshow, Are You Being Served? Good Show. Faulty Towers. Yes, look at that. 2 in the morning. Faulty Towers. Basil Fawlty. The great John Cleese. Love that show. Anyhow, so there, check it out. Comcast 265, channels 26.2 over the air. And Verizon's carrying it. Cox carries it too. So it's on where the Create channel used to be on WETA. So if you get WETA, when you do in the Washington area, Baltimore, I'm not sure if they get all the sub channels up in Baltimore. They might. I think Comcast does carry them up there. 265 at least in the Washington area. WETA UK. Okay, folks, I'm going to go out and clean up all the damage out there. I'm going to sweep a few leaves off my walkway, and I'll be done from all those big tornadoes. Thanks, everybody. And Dave TV, June 2, 2012. So there.